This is the warm-up problems from the class today, and I thought we review them briefly here. We started off with a fairly straightforward addition problem with a, multi-digit, several digits added together. And if you're doing this by hand, you simply start on the right and you accumulate the ones. 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 7 is 12, plus 5 is 17, plus 7 is 24. And then when you receive that result, it is 24, but we have a limit on the digits that we can place in each of these positions, and they've got to be 0 to 9. So I put the 4, which is the 4 ones out of 24, and then the 2, which is the 2 tens, is pulled over to this column with the tens, and then we just continue the addition. And we continue that regrouping or carrying process as we go to the left. Yeah, you can use your calculator to do this. However, let me just encourage you to do it by hand and then use the calculator to check. Now, memorizing these addition and subtraction facts can be a challenge, but if you use this little memory aid here, we picked 12 because we had 7 and 5 was 12. So 7 plus 5 across the bottom is 12. 5 plus 7 is also 12. And then come down the side. 12 minus 5 equals 7, and 12 minus 7 equals 5. So in one little diagram, I picked up basically 2 addition facts and 2 subtraction facts. This addition work we do is all single digit addition, and so this can really help you if you have a few of these that you need to memorize. We did a little subtraction problem here. Immediately we realized we couldn't take 8 items from 4 items, so I had to borrow or regroup from the tens column. So here I have 5 tens, and so I take one of those tens and place it here, which immediately for an interim period of time makes this value be 14. And that's a violation of our rule here of only 0 to 9, but we're just doing it for calculation purposes. So then 14 take away is 6. Here, this is now 4 tens, and I'm taking away, 6 tens from 4 tens, which I can't do. So there's not a value here. So I went all the way to the thousands place value, and I took one of the thousands, so this makes this 2,000. One of the thousands comes here to the hundreds as 10 hundredths, as 10 hundredths, right? So then one of the hundreds, to leave 9 of them here, one of those hundreds is going to be moved here as 10 tens. So for a moment, I have now 14 tens. 14 take away 6 is 8, and then we continue. We also mentioned the fact that if you add this result to this result, or to this value, you get what you started with. Oh, and the terminology: minuend, subtrahend, difference. Multiplication is repeated addition, and we did this problem, and we said, well, we start off, we multiply 5 ones times 3 ones, and we get 15. 5 again, put the 1 over here. 5 times 7 is 35, and 1 is 36. 5 times 1 is 5, and 3 is 8. And then we continue this process, noticing that these are the ones, these are tens. This is 5 tens, or 50 times that value. So the result here, 5 times 3 is not 15. This is 50 times 3, which is 150, 50. So that 5 goes there. Now, sometimes you will see folks, they will put a 0 here and zeros down here to do the place holding. So we just kind of continue that. Now, over here, notice, if you say 5 ones times 173, you get that result. If you say 50 times 173, you get that result. So you say 100 times 173, then if you add these together, you get the same result. This is kind of expanding this multiplication that's collapsed in this little table form. Oh, by the way, you can also use this triangle for multiplication facts. 15 is 3 times 5. 15 is 5 times 3. Division this way: 15 divided by 3 is 5. 15 divided by 5 is 3. Again, you can collapse down some multiplication division facts. 3, you got the 2 multiplication facts here and 2 division facts collapsed down into one little diagram. We did this one, which is kind of looking at the order of operations. You do what's inside parentheses first. So we just did a division problem. Notice that, what is this division problem saying? It's really saying if you have 357 items and you want to make groups of 51, there's 51 in each group. and I have 357 items. So therefore, how many groups, 51 in size, can I make out of 357? So you just divide it out and you find 7. You could think of this also as repeated subtraction. If you start with 357 items and take away 51, that leaves you 306. If you keep taking away 51, you finally get to the point where you take 51 away 7 times and you have nothing left, a remainder of 0. And then we finished it off, and we did this in parentheses, and then we did 1 here. This is a exponential notation, which is shortcut multiplication. It says take 4, multiply it times itself 3 times, and get 64. It's not take 4 and multiply it times 3. No, that's not what we're doing. We're multiplying 4 times itself. And then this is pure order of operation stuff here. We had no parentheses. We had no exponents. We do multiplying and dividing in order before addition and subtraction. So this is multiply 18 times 19, get that. Then multiply 3 times 9 and get that, and then do the subtraction at the end. So we get 315. So these are all fairly simple little problems, but there's a lot of technique here. And if you can master all this technique without having to resort to a calculator, you'll find that your math skills have improved significantly.